I was worried that it was gonna go in a very cynical direction where it's gonna be like the movie Enchanted. Well, I really liked Enchanted, but I feel like they kind of went too cynical a bit, or like they just not too cynical. Either it was cynical, or they just kept hammering on the fact that these are cliches. These are cliches. Look at these cliches that we used to do all the time, but they didn't do that. I felt like it was a very subtle way, and very fit well into the story.
Maybe not well, I was gonna say maybe not too subtle, but they, like you said, they just didn't hammer it in with every single little aspect of it. Mm-hmm. It was one music number essentially. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And Olaf.
I love Olaf.
What can you say about Olaf? Initially you think, oh look, he's just like a loony character, but he's actually really funny. His facial reactions, the way he reacts to things, he was a very funny, enjoyable character.
Yeah, he was kind of like an innocent character where like he would take things very literally, and I could relate to him. I kind of do that too, whereas like sometimes there's a character who's too embarrassed to say something. I'm like, why don't you just say it? And he doesn't get why people tend to say things or do things, but they mean something else. So he's kind of have that little obliviousness about him that I can relate to.
He's beyond oblivious. I mean, he wants to live in the summer. He wants to go visit the summer and spend life in the flowers with the sun and the beach and the... Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I love that reaction with Kristoff. He's like, someone's got to tell him. That guy's going to die. But yeah, he's a very, very endearing character, and yeah, when you see how far he'll go for his friends,
it's very, it's very heartwarming.
Yeah.
I have to say it's the only side characters I personally don't like were the trolls. I didn't get too into them. How about you?
The trolls were okay for me, although I feel like they try to make them a bit too modern. Really, I don't know, they kind of like the way they act, the way they talk, didn't really seem very fantasy-like, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were just there for one, well, technically two, but one of them was a big scene. And I feel like they really could have, and we could have done a bit more with them. But luckily, they're not there for long, and they didn't bother me because of that.
Other than that, I don't think there's too many other characters left throughout the movie. There's like little side characters that rule, like they're also like,
well, if any characters we would have to explain, we'd be giving away the plot, and that's what I like about Disney films. They never give away too much of the plot. So yeah, well, we'll just leave it there.
Yeah, you want to go into some gripes with the movie if you had any?
Sure. You can start.
Oh, good, because this is my biggest gripe with the movie, and it's kind of big. It's kind of like a personal thing, but the music.
Yeah, this is definitely not this is not gonna be one of my favorite soundtracks.
It's catchy.
Yeah, it's definitely catchy.
You hear it on the radio, but it's not Disney. This is like Glee-centric. This is, this music doesn't really belong with this movie. Like, I see the music coming out of the characters' lips, and it doesn't fit. It just doesn't work with what they're trying to say. It's just too poppy, and it really distracts from the experience. Because that's the music. Like you said, it's a music-animated movie.
Yeah, and with a lot of films, they tend to be a more kind of timeless, really. Or they kind of use a genre of music that'll last forever. Like, with Aladdin, they have soft ballads, or they would have very jazzy songs, or big bombastic Broadway show tunes. But with here, it's very radio pop music, but it's not too pop, where these songs tend to rely heavily on vocals, not a lot on the actual instruments. But there are I would say there are two songs at least that did not feel very pop, like maybe three. No, actually no, there are a lot of songs sung by Anna in the beginning of the film, talking about how much she wants to be free. That was good. I liked the song at the very beginning with the people those like mountaineers who collect blocks of ice. That felt a bit Disney, but that was short.
Yeah.
But the best song has to be Elsa's
Elsa's.
song.
I agree with you on that one. That's really only like the biggest song that really stood out to me. That was the song that set my mood for the movie. And although I still don't think it completely fits in, it really got me pumped. I really liked it. And I definitely think that's the best musical piece in the movie. My least part is the troll part, which is why I kind of don't like the trolls. Just the voices that they give those trolls. Not digging it.
I was okay with it. I mean, it didn't feel too popish, but it was kind of forgettable, really. And in terms of visuals, it was a really beautiful looking film, and the art style was very reminiscent of what they did with Tangled. But when it came to the songs, there wasn't enough going on, really.
Like visually.
Yeah, visually, yeah. I mean, if you think back to, let's say, The Lion King, where you see that song, like oh, I just can't wait to be king.
You have like animals in the background, different patterns.
Or Scar's song, Be Prepared.
Oh, that is a beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's like on this like rising mountain, like hill with a bunch of green and red lava and hyenas marching everywhere.
Yeah, again, when it comes to this movie, I think the best part where that is shown is in Elsa's song, where she finally reveals herself to herself.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Like she's reintroducing herself to herself, and she is experimenting with her powers.
So I'd say that's the best part visually, and that song and the visuals really go hand in hand together. But other than that, like you said,
And in terms, and again, going with I like to talk a tiny bit about the cinematography. I was pretty surprised where a lot of the shots felt like it was being filmed by like a handheld camera. You see like the camera kind of like moving a bit around a bit when there's like a action heavy scene, or when there's a character they're hiding somewhere and the camera kind of wiggles a bit. And I thought that was kind of pretty surprising, considering with like you think with an animated film, the quote unquote camera would stay in one place. But I thought that was pretty interesting direction they went there. I believe that we've said everything we need to say.
honestly, I think so too. This has been a great movie, and we watched it in 3D.
Yeah, we did watch it in 3D.
We watched it in 3D.
Yeah.
And I liked it. I liked
Yeah.
it. Would you recommend watching it in 3D, or do you think it'd be fine just on its own?
I think it's fine just on its own, but the animation is so beautiful. I would say, if you have the chance, do it. So do it.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I think this is a movie that both kids and adults would enjoy, like a Disney movie should be, which is what most Disney movies are. And I definitely recommend going to go watch it, and when it comes out, buying it on DVD. For a rating, I'm gonna give this movie 4 out of 5 stars, or 4 out of 5. And the biggest reason is for me, it's the music. I really feel like it just doesn't belong in this movie. And while I do enjoy the Elsa part, and I know I'm digging really deep into this, it doesn't work for me. And I don't know how other people feel about it, but that was my biggest gripe.
Yeah, music, this kind of music is very subjective. Some may really enjoy this movie, but it didn't really do it for me as well. I mean, it's good music. It's not bad in any way. It's just that it does not have that timeless quality that I've seen in other films. It's not something like I can listen to on my iPhone. Like with, say, I really like the songs from Princess and the Frog. I mean, I have the song "My Friends on the Other Side."
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, see, like that's a song, but
and it fits.
Yeah,
and it fits. It's voodoo, and like the just like the rhythm and the beat, it fits perfectly with the movie.
Yeah, but outside of that, it's a very incredibly heartwarming tale about two sisters reconnecting, and I really like that. This whole theme of where to never let go of. Oh, yeah, it's kind of like a bit of a new take on the never let go of your always be there for your family sort of deal. But because in the past, whenever there was a movie that dealt with family, it's usually between a child and their parent. But here it's about siblings, really. And I really like that because, to get a little personal here, my mother would always tell me, growing up, where she would tell me that, son, there's going to be a point in time where your father and I are not going to be here for you guys. So you and your sister must look out for each other. If there's anyone in the world you can count on, it has to be, you and your sister. And that's pretty much true. Your siblings are like the one companion that, should be the person you can always count on, really. And thought that they just nailed this message like right out of the park.
I just want to add that a little piece to that, and
Hmm.
the ending, or the uplifting of as to what happens to a character and how they resolve that.
Uh huh.
I think that's something like a little different. I actually didn't see that coming.
Hmm.
The way
Neither
the
did I.
situation is fixed, and I think like what you said, I think it
Hmm.
adds to that specifically.
Hmm. But yeah, as much as I want to give it a 5 out of 5, because this is a musical and the music was not up up to like that golden standard, really, I'll give it a high 4 out of 5. I would say this is better than Wreck-It Ralph, really, because with Wreck-It Ralph, it was very, bold and new, but the story itself felt a bit predictable. This one did not.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of twists and turns, and you think this is the thing that I feel kind of dumb because you think you know what the twist is, or you think you know where that turn is gonna come out, but you don't.
Hmm.
I mean, it surprised me, and I'm like, I was just thinking in my head, this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, and surprisingly, I was wrong, and I like that. I
Right.
mean, I'm just going on and on, but
Yeah.
all I can say is that this is a really good film.
Yeah. By the way, there's a King Kong reference in there for, my fans out there who love King Kong. Before we head out, I really want to talk about the short film that came before Frozen, Mickey Mouse in Get a Horse. Oh my god, I love this short. Oh my god, this was an amazing short. Oh my god. So it basically starts off like 1930s, or yeah, like a 1930s 1940s black and white Mickey Mouse cartoon. And you think that this is they just took a short from like the 30s and just slapped it on at the beginning of Frozen. But no, all of a sudden the characters pop literally break the fourth wall by bursting out of the movie screen, and all of a sudden they're in color, and they're like, wait, Mickey Mouse is like, what? I have red shorts?
I still like that they look like their old fashioned versions
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
That they didn't change to
yeah,
the.
modern day. Yeah, they when they burst out of the movie screen, they still are that classic 1930s look. And so Pete, he is the villain, and so Mickey and all his old school friends, such as Horace the horse and Clarabelle the cow, they're pretty much toying. They take advantage of the fact that they're outside the screen and he's inside the screen, and it's incredibly creative with what they do to him by manipulating the screen itself. They're like jumping in, jumping out, flipping the screen,
Slow motion,
slow
speeding
motion,
up.
speeding up, moving the screen frame by frame like an actual animated short, like actual hand drawn animated. And this is hand drawn animated, but when the characters come out and they're in color, they're in CG. And what's really miraculous is that all the dialogue is actually like sound clips from previous shorts. So it's Walt Disney still, doing the Mickey Mouse voice, and everyone's doing their else is doing their respective voices. Yes. Please, if you can, do not be late for the show for the showing of Frozen, because you'll be missing out on one damn good short. I'm sorry for going on like this, but it's just that, I'm such a huge fan of Disney animation, and, it's been a big part of my life, and seeing this on top of Frozen reminded me why I love Disney animation and Disney animated films. And
Yeah, I think you even went out of your way to write that.
yeah, I did. As soon as I saw the movie, I shared on Facebook, oh my god, you guys, this is why I love Disney. as much as people can be cynical about Disney, like, oh, they're a bunch of money-grubbing, greedy corporate a-holes who want to buy Star Wars and Marvel, blah, blah, blah. Really, but it's the movies themselves that make me realize there is still good in this world, really. And that's all I can say.
Yeah.
So, that's our review for Frozen. I'm Kaiji Noir.
And I'm Pete.
And until next time, everybody, take care.